Hey Busy Bees, it's Sung! Holiday entertaining season is in full swing, and I have a delicious recipe for you that'll make your guests feel and taste the joy of the season. I'm making a slow-cooked apple cider pork tenderloin covered with apples, cranberries, and caramelized onions to really add some pops of color, with a delicious gravy to accompany your sides. This recipe is in partnership with the Crock-Pot brand to make your holiday entertaining easy. Please be sure to like this video if you love entertaining, and don't forget to subscribe below. And without further ado, let's get started with the pork. I'm starting with one Honeycrisp apple that I'll just core and cut into thin slices. Then I'll set it aside. Now in my skillet, I'm going to add some olive oil, let it get nice and hot. Then I'll sear my pork tenderloin. I'm using a pork tenderloin here, which in its name is a very tender cut, but you can also substitute for a boneless pork shoulder or pork butt, which is also just as delicious. I'll sprinkle some salt and pepper to season it. Then I'll just sear it on each side for about 3 to 4 minutes until it's nice and golden brown. A little bit more salt and pepper. Ooh, that's a good sear. Taking the extra step to sear the meat will really help the dish develop a more rich, complex flavor. After I'm done searing my 2 pork tenderloins, I'm going to add them to my Crock-Pot slow cooker. Then I'll throw in my sliced apples, a few sprigs of thyme. This is going to infuse our meat with so much flavor. About a teaspoon of kosher salt, some ground pepper, 1.5 cups of apple cider to give us that really concentrated apple flavor, and half a cup of chicken broth to make it nice and savory. I'll cover it up and I'll set my Crock-Pot slow cooker on low for 4 hours. And now it's time to take the pork out. Oh, look at that steam. It smells so good. Gorgeous, gorgeous. The juice from the cooked pork, apple cider, and thyme will make such a delicious gravy, so I'm gonna do just that. Now I'm scooping out the leftover juices from our Crock-Pot slow cooker because I'm gonna use it for our gravy and a caramelized onion apple topping. In a heavy bottom skillet, I'll add in 1 tablespoon of butter, let it melt. Then I'll add 1 cup of sliced onions, let it cook down for about 3 minutes until it's nice and soft. A little bit brown is good too. Then I'll add in 2 Honeycrisp apples that I've cored, peeled, and sliced, some fresh sprigs of thyme, mix it around and let it cook down for about 2 minutes. I'm not using the apples from the slow cooker because they became too mushy. The purpose of them was to infuse flavor. I'm going to use fresh apples later for the topping. I'll throw in a 1/4 cup of fresh cranberries and about a 1/3 cup of the leftover juices. This will make such a beautiful topping for our pork. I'll let it simmer on low heat for another 10 minutes until the apples cook down. Sprinkle in a little bit of pepper. It's salty enough. And it's ready to top the pork. The apples and cranberries add a pop of color, but also a texture and a sweet balance to the savory pork loin that's extra festive for the holidays. In my pot, I'm adding 2 tablespoons of butter. I'll let it melt down. Then I'm adding a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. I'll mix it together, cooking the flour until it becomes a nice brown color, like this. Then I'll slowly incorporate my meat juice. I'll let it cook for a few minutes to thicken up. Give it 1 more stir, and then our gravy's done. Ta-da! Doesn't it all look so beautiful? Now I'm gonna assemble the dish. I'm gonna take a little bit of my gravy and pour it all over the pork loin. Then I'll layer on my caramelized onion and apple topping, letting the cranberries fall where they may to decorate the plate. Oh yeah. Then I'll place a few sprigs of thyme for a rustic finish. Our holiday plate is ready. Let's carve this baby and serve it. Ooh, the meat looks so tender and juicy. Here are some side dishes that I think would really complement this apple cider pork loin. First, I recommend a nice heaping scoop of garlic mashed potatoes. Make sure you make a well for that gravy later. Some greens, I like green beans for its simplicity, and a few slices of our pork loin covered in that yummy apple topping, and drenched in gravy all over the plate. Alright, let's dig in. I gotta get a little bit of pork, apples, onions. Yum, yum. The pork here really lives up to its name. It's a tender, juicy bite, and the apple still has a little bit of texture, and that sweetness really complements the savory pork here. And obviously I have to try those mashed potatoes with that apple cider gravy. Delish. I love mashed potatoes and gravy, so I already knew this was going to be the perfect bite. And it was! The slow cooker is a great tool to help you multitask during this busy holiday season. What holiday recipes would you make in your slow cooker? Comment below and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!